cool. Right. It actually seems like a nice place to live. End of chapter 1. I wonder how many chapters there are. Wait. That can't be the end. Right, this is chapter 1 that I'm playing. Oh dear. Right, okay, cool. Fuck it. Continue! Okay, cool. I took a little too easy in the morning on my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Ren and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Ren and Mion are already waiting for me at the meeting place. Hello. Kei-chan, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting. Mi-chan, you just got here yourself. Last night's episode of Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Alright, I'm a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Huh? Responsibility? For what? For what? Let's both turned around slowly to look at Rena. Her gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except, this was Rena we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess. When Rena was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. You're exaggerating. Kei-chan is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot, okay? Ah, let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she was lifting up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit of myself hungry. Exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Exercise. To get hungry. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. This tune, man. A carefree walk, bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jobs trudging to work on the weekends out here. Desk jockey, sorry. Desk jockey, that's a suggestion. It really was a nice place. Peaceful, quiet. So sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be Mayabara-kun, I believe. The 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody as we ran across. All these passerbys even knew Manny. When did I become so famous? We passed 3 people and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. It was a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means that any unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume that it's my Abara fellow who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not is not to be trifled with. That's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was the old man Takezo from the Makino Big Shop. His hobbies were bonsai and playing the flute. Next we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby was sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Our hobbies are birdwatching and photography. We know the names of everyone we pass, and even the profiles. Seeing my surprise, Mio and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbours. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? Ha ha ha, you're Keiichi Maribara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobbies is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers, didn't you? That's enough, that's enough! Boxers? The boxers? Enough of that. Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this after all. Don't you all think so too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population of Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something, but to the effect of "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way. Oh my, good day! It's wonderful to see you getting along. This lady was Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my, Mayabara-kun. How wonderful for you, having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink. Wink. So, now then. About time to have lunch, maybe? Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I am a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. Expect no less from the class representative. Rena, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Oh, yay! Good idea, I agree. Rena nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. The tunes are pretty funky, like, I know, like, they fucking... It's quite loud, like, quite got... Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is Furude Shrine? Fuck. Sorry, I fucked that name up. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held up here. Ah, isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? Oh, fucking hell. The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival long ago. It was used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in summer. Damn it. God damn. Oh, these names. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there. Various coloured lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Reynolds' home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all this? Hey, me on. I'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know. Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satoko. Why are they here? Myeon grinned over at me. I see, this was her secret plan to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Myeon. Following up when all those pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What's the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp in our property? The temple is public grounds, not yours. Okay, choose right. This is everyone's property. Whoa, Rika-chan is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back to Satoko. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's something for you too. None, I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Rika! Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You may have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for me-chan, Rika-chan, two. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay? Shall we commence this battle? Please, eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eaten. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Urk! Using her elbow against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking for full momentum and an elbow in the opening move. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in her proficiency with chopsticks proved to be the fatal and gave me the upper hand. Ah, the last meatball! Satoko Hojo has been bested. No. Satoko and I amicably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it wasn't actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in the excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating around her. Myeon advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. This is how our meals usually go. It really is. I'd do anything in my power just so that things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in the Japanese to phrase how something tastes. Good or bad. Is it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? It's probably because back then the people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to complement the flavour. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious, with absolutely perfect timing. Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. After Rena uttered an unintelligent noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Hello. Oh, Rika-chan, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It really was delicious. Rena flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbed her cheek against her so hard she could almost hear it. To reward Rika-chan for her praise, ta-da! These are special! 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them towards Rena-chan. After Rena-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is this, Satoko? What's with the defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rena-san? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Oh, well then, allow me to show you. After Satoko flashed me on and made a defiant look, she changed her tone and her voice suddenly. Hey. So Rena, Oni-chan's lunch? Satoko thought it was yummy too. Satoko looked up at her poutedly while talking cutesy. That's cheating. What? How was that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears, that's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rena limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena. Oh, of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rena glumped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute! Satoko is so cute! Take you home! Oh! Swish! Stab! Push! Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It only took 5 seconds to take down Rena. Where was I again? Shit. That's unfair to think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena-san with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, I wasn't even praised. Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Or is it? Kei-chan is going to be the one who does it. What? Oh, why don't I have you show me then? The arriving of an old maid. The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing that we had to beat Satoko. After sipping my tea, I started talking very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? Ah, no. Actually, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say, must I? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? Rena turned an even deeper shade of red at the words "I can't believe it" practically written on her face. How can you tell? How? That made it. Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a bit. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rena's face was completely red, frozen solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I'd crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment, boosh! There was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Cage-kun! There's plenty for you! Instantly dozens of apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Oh, okay, Cage-kun! My head was forcibly laid upon the lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth while she was squeezing one apple after another, was forcing it into my mouth more and more. Apples! I mean, he said was, how about them apples, Satoko? Looks like I win. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. That, Satoko. This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it, such trickery! It doesn't bother me at all. Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Reina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it. Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe? Looking over at Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of Apple Rabbit, placing it in her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit, I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Pee! Whee! That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Q, tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back onto the plate, or back on a plate. Now they're all just fine, Kay. Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan, Kay. Rika-chan raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. She whispered, "This is our victory." What? Now come back! Hi, best Honhu here, Honhu. I just don't care anymore. Thus my sacrifice ended up being in vain. God damn it, Ren! Where did you fall for it? I'm so fucking broke. Boo! It was a fun-filled, crazy day. It was. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Too quickly. Later, Rena and Kei-chan. See you tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Later, Rena. Later, Kei-chan. See you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. Had a great time. See you tomorrow. Satoko and Rika-chan went home as well. They parted ways with Mion, and it ended up with just Rena and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Kei-chan. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Ah, well then. Well. Would you mind taking a little detour, maybe? A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quickly nodded. Sure, let's go. Wow. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. If. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile? It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Raina had already entered that well-known few key to motiverse, so that meant there was something cute here. Whoa, new pile. I can't wait. She booted off. She bounties up the unstable slope. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa! My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay there, right there, okay, chicken? It won't take long. Raina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Raina disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Raina around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The city of Higurashi the cry of Higurashi gently killed the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, the sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to someone's presence. Startled, I turned around. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air to him. God damn it, 22. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa-ho! He surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious look, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomitake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask you who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I'm mainly photographer. Photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see. So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologise for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Raina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake-san, didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Raina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over here? That's what I want to know. Don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitake-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh, I responded like I would if I was talking with Raina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of his arms. What? Haha, Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. Tomitake trolled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort put me off a bit. Gage-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder, It wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find the treasure trove? Oh yes, so listen, you see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll! A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing, those statues that I always have in front of that fried chicken place, that life-size dummy. Hey, that guy. Yes, Colonel Sanders! Oh, cute! I want to take it home! I can't tell how she decides what's cute and not, but well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Rena seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out. To repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Oh, thank you! Birds headed home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Gage-kun is going to help. I can take Colonel Sanders home. Ho! Rena started along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of their cheerful state. Hey Rena, how long ago did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though, how... Just wondering if you know about, an accident or something? I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know. Don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitaki said, or Tomitaki-san said, then I had a feeling one of the Higurashi would know. Or one of the Higurashi would know. Fuck. Ooh. Okay, cool, got some new tips. Okay, let's see our tip. Sorry. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich. What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10? My, that's rather a plebeian amount. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get and then told that's a plebeian amount? Sorry. Rena seemed to be picking up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, is pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Mayabara Manor. And it sort of stands out. Mayabara Manor? Since the house is so big, everyone is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. Ah, I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it can cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. Can't call it normal with a huge house, with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in and see the gallery opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is one for the studio, and it's normally sealed off. The entranceway the Mayabara family actually use is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich, but having a home like that, what could be hidden there? Well, maybe there's something cute hidden how they probably have no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. Spartan rooms. This is Sparta. If they are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Pretty cool. Wow, that'd be a great idea. So great. I want to roll around too. It seems like their imagination is just piled on. Well, sometime in the near future it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. The cry of Higurashi crescendo. It's like fuck you, crescendoed. As the sky towered over everything. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Oh yeah, the summer's beginning. The Damn Sight Murder Dismemberment Newspaper Edition. From June XX 5th, 1979 edition. Oh, for fuck's sake. The Shishibone City Okanemiya Police Station. June XXF, late at night. Suspects XXXX XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX XXX has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on XXF at 9 p.m. where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer XXXX as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On XXF at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. XXXX. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder immediately in a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested on the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with the testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Ew. That's pretty fucked up. Cool. So save it. Save it. Cool. I'm gonna stop just here for a little while. So, gonna just let my throat heal a little, cause it's like that. I want to see what's going to happen next. So, aye. Radio, folks. I'll catch you in a little bit. Anyway, bye bye.